Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, CTB, Cam Talks Boxing. Let's get straight into it. Jake Paul exposed. I feel, having had a long think about this, been on a few debates, actually managed to jump on the Behind the Gloves with Michelle Joy Phelps on her channel for a live debate. It was about 10 of us on there. So having had a long think about this, having watched a lot of interviews, having looked on Twitter a lot about this debate, a lot of people, it's literally 50-50. A lot of people on Jake Paul's side, some people on Hasim Rahman's side, and I'm team Rahman, to be honest with you. Obviously, if you didn't know, it's been cancelled. The Jake Paul Hasim Rahman Jr fight that was supposed to be next Saturday at Madison Square Garden, and it's just, when is this going to stop? I'm telling you, there's a lot of fishy business when it comes to Jake Paul. And where do we start? I'll start with this. When do you see a fight cancelled a week before due to weight issues? Like, that doesn't happen. And the first thing I just want to clear, right? Look, one thing I want to say actually, I think it might be Fight Hub, go into Fight Hub, their YouTube channel, and look at Sean Porter's interview. He predicted this was going to happen. Right? He said it weeks ago. He said Jake Paul is smart and he's very business savvy, so he knows how to control a situation. He knows how to be in a win-win situation. He put Rahman he made Rahman sign a contract. Obviously not forced him to, but he put him in a situation where Hasim Rahman's hands were tied behind his back, and he had like 45 minutes to sign the contract. That in itself is just, of course he's going to sign the contract because he wants a huge payday. He knows he can knock Jake Paul out, and it's great for his career and his exposure. So it's like, but it's just the fact that, like, very manipulative, very suspect in terms of how they deal with the contract. But Sean Porter actually said on the channel, in the interview, that Jake Paul will probably cancel the fight if he's struggling with the weight, if Rahman's struggling with the weight, which, okay, he might be, but I think that's another point as well. Hasim Rahman started off, so when he signed the contract, there's a bit of debate around this because Jake Paul saying he started off around 217, but I don't think that's true. I think he did, what Rahman's saying is he started off high 20s, so about probably 225 to 230. He started off at that weight, and he's now at about 217 pounds. And a lot of these people are saying, okay, I know the commission changed the weight to 205 now, just because of the safety and just to make it a bit more fair, I believe. But a lot of these people are like slating Rahman, saying, oh, why is he still so off weight? If you know about boxing, and I've seen a lot of these comments and a lot of feedback about this, I've seen a lot of people making this point. If you know the fight game, you look at like Masvidal in the UFC, he cut like 20 pounds in like a week. Like Devin Haney, he cut like, I think it was like 12 pounds in like 2 days, and he's at 135 pounds. So what makes you think that Hasim Rahman Jr. can't lose 10 pounds in a week? Like, why has the fight been cancelled a week before? It's stupid. It's just stupid. Honestly, Jake has been exposed. He's bottled this now. Okay, to be fair, before I go on my rant, okay, I understand, Hasim Rahman should not have signed the contract if he knew he couldn't make the weight. But you haven't even let him make the weight. he's still got a week to go. Why won't he be able to make the weight? Especially because it's 205 now. Like, a lot of fighters make the weight in the last week. There's no reason, like, loads of fighters can lose 10 pounds. So then, not enough people are saying that. I saw Ryan Garcia tweet, if you sign a contract, you've got to stick with your word. You can't change. Well, I mean, Rahman's, it was a hard task. It was a monumental task in the first place, getting down to 200 pounds. Why is Jake getting a heavyweight who fights at, like, okay, within the WBC he fights at Bridgerweight, but he's still within the other organisations, he's a heavyweight. Why is he getting a heavyweight to come down to 200 pounds? He's the one who said in recent interviews to like Eddie Hearn, or any weight, you can fight anyone who's under 10-0. at any weight. What are you talking about? And then another thing is Jake Paul in his recent fights, he's been a lot bigger than Woodley, Askren, Alison Gibb, etc., whoever he's fought. He's been bigger than them. So why now is he getting funny and cancelling a fight because Ratman's bigger? It doesn't really make sense. And like I'm saying, Ratman would be, I'm pretty sure Ratman would still be able to make the weight. And if he didn't, I'm sure he'd be close to the 205 mark. And he said he'd take the hit. He would fight for $5,000 or how much it would be. He would take the hit and he would still fight Jake Paul, and because he's that confident, he would knock him out. Because Ratman probably knows then there'll be a rematch. But I honestly think, yeah, Jake Paul does not want this fight. I think he's bottled it. A lot of people, I know I'm seeing this a lot as well, and I agree. I don't think Jake expected Hasim Rahman Jr. to take the contract, to accept the contract and accept to the terms anyway and take the fight. I think that definitely shook him. That definitely made him think, shit. And even like, if you see him, Rahman's in shape now. He's looking good. It's just a lot of fishy business with Jake Paul. I just, there's always a lot to do. He's got power, he's got money talks, but it's just, like, even with the Tommy Fury situation, like, I'm starting to feel like, yeah, Jake Paul must have been quite, like, dodgy and quite, like, controversial with the contract talks and stuff, like, silly, like, things to agree to, and just silly things in the contract. But honestly, yeah, I'm team Rahman Jr. with this. Why are you cancelling a fight? Another point is Jake Paul talks a lot about how he's such a, and don't get me wrong, I don't think he's bad for boxing. I think he's done a lot of good things, increasing women's pay. He's an advocate for boxing. He's quite passionate about it. He's helped Amanda Serrano so much. He's really helped women's boxing. But in this situation, he's going against that. He's contradicting himself. Like, you're cancelling a fight. You're Amanda Serrano's cut down to 126 for no reason. Then she's losing out on money. All the rest of the fighters on the card. Come on, why is the fight being cancelled? It's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No, I can't stand with. I'm not on Jake's side in this one. I think he's getting exposed here. He knows it's a dangerous fight. I don't think he wants any of it. I don't think he wants to fight Ratman, and I think he knows he'll get sparked out. That's my honest truth. I think I just can't get it. I just can't get it into my head. Like, why are they cancelling it now? Why aren't they letting him try to make weight? Like, he's got a week left, like 6 days or whatever. Like, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen now. Obviously, I saw Ratman's live stream yesterday. Obviously answering a lot of questions. His lawyer, etc., his legal team answering a lot of questions. Another point to make is, Jake Paul's a huge name, so he cares about his rep, he cares about the pay-per-view numbers, he obviously raves about his, he shows off a lot about his stardom, the paychecks he gets. So could it be, like Dana White mentioned, could it be that they're just not selling enough, there's not enough interest in that fight, so he's cancelled it? That's another reason why he could have cancelled it, because he's thinking of, I don't want to flop twice in a row now, because the Woodley rematch did terribly. Not Jake's fault, I know it should have been the Tommy Fury fight, but could that be an option as well? You just never know. It could be that. It could very well be that. It could just not be selling, and the last thing he wants is, number one, getting knocked out, number two, flopping the pay-per-views. So it's a hard one. I'm not sure how much interest was in this fight. I thought there was quite a lot of interest because it's a legit test for him. So be it, he's draining him. But yeah. Let's see what happens now, guys. Will the show still carry on? Is it rescheduled? Ratman's not sure. Ratman thinks if they both want to fight, it can happen. But that's the question. Does he want to fight? Does Jake Paul want to fight? But yeah, the last thing I'd say, just for those who are on Team Jake's side, yes, Ratman signed the contract. He agreed to £200. He's not going to be able to make it. That's on Ratman. He should have signed the contract. Yes, I know. I've seen Dan Raphael side with Jake quite a lot as well, and he's quite passionate about that. So I understand where you're coming from, guys, who obviously supporting Jake, but not for me. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'll be back with another video in a few days, and yeah, peace out, guys.
Foreign thing, foreign bad bitch, I can't even pronounce her name. Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch 4 lanes, I'm in my own lane. You can catch me riding in that foreign thing.